Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Rewrite. And today we are probably gonna investigate the forest. But before we do that, let's have a look at the memory menu. Someone in the comments mentioned that I didn't do that yet. And that's because I actually thought the memory button leads to the backlog. But then I noticed there's a log button here, so whatever, let's have a look. And what have we here? We have character profiles, I guess. Friends, and you can have a look at your quests. So let's have a look at our friends. We have Kanbei Kotori, childhood friend, classmate, and forest girl. A magnanimous woman. She is satisfied with a small amount of happiness and goes nuts over loose change in sales. She's the healing type, so she can calm people down by punching them. She's very good at raising plants and animals. Then we have Konohana Lucia, a violent class representative who never hesitates to use her iron fists for justice. Apparently, she is an extreme clean freak, which is why she wears gloves constantly. Rumor has it she has an exceptional tolerance for spicy food. When you hear about it, you can't resist the urge to test her limits. Also the owner of a pair of jumbo boobs. If boobs are justice, then she is chief justice of the entire world. Otori Sakuya, a man who follows Chihaya around. Not clear if he's her brother or butler or what, he makes no effort to learn people's names. Given his physical abilities and his suspicious connections, he's the #1 man I don't want as an enemy. A chibi moth, a happy friend of the forest or a wild dog, kinda like a mammoth, gets along with a Kotori. Oh, so the moth stands for mammoth. I thought it stands for behemoth. Whatever. Kotori says he's about 3 Yoshinos strong, but at full power, I wouldn't be surprised if he hit 100 Yoshinos. Gensan, a ramen shop owner operating in various places around Kazamatsuri. He seems to be good friends with Chizuru and often gives her free menada. He looks muscular and his biceps are quite prominent. If you ask him about it, he'll never shut up. He knows a lot about the city. A teacher, a random teacher. My class teacher, a merciful woman. She's the type to rant about her problems when she drinks. How do you know that? Otori Chihaya, transfer student and classmate. A super strong, clumsy, big eater with no common sense. Apparently she already knew the press, so she's part of the club now. She's a rich girl with a butler-like entity following her around, but she doesn't let that show too much. She'll happily eat anything that qualifies as a snack, whether it's sweet or salty. Nishikujo Toka, the new teacher at Kazamatsuri Academy with a slightly odd but calm personality. She's always wandering around outside class, so very few students know what subject she teaches. Evidently, she and Chizuru knew each other before she came here. She dotes on Chizuru enough to annoy her. Kanbei Rikako, Kotori's mom. She seems noble and affluent somehow. Formerly tsundere, how do you know that? Now deeply in love with her husband. Senri Akane, president of the Kazamatsuri Academy Occult Research Club. And yet she denies all supernatural phenomena. Apparently she's a 3rd year, but no one's seen her attend classes. A charismatic NEET. She has many suspicious connections and has used them to make the club room her private living space. Selfish, arrogant, and good at turning your words against you. Inoue, a reporter girl in the Kazamatsuri Academy newspaper club. Her nickname is Inoue. She's liked cup ramen ever since she saw footage of the Asama Santo incident in 1972, where riot police had to eat it outside. Winter Fang, resident of the slums, looks a lot older than he is. Nakatsu Shizuru, a distinctive first year. She tends to take people too seriously, but she's a nice, honest person. She's a moral guardian, but I've never seen anyone else on the ethics committee actually do anything. She loves Zori, and watching her eat it puts me at ease. And Yoshino got an update. My best friend, BFFs forever, but he hates my guts. The #1 and only outlaw at school. He lives in a Mac world. He uses several identical punching techniques, including Mac Knuckles, Slug Shot, and Fallen Angel of Atonement. He likes spears. He is also a mama's boy. Isaka Shugen, owner of an antique shop named Forest, a nice middle-aged man. He has a few screws loose. Imamiya Arata, a downtown playboy. He looks young, but his skin is starting to get rough, so he's actually on the verge of being old. He started using lotion to try and cover it up. Like a little kid, he mostly eats junk food and ramen. He also loves curry and hamburgers. Ansai? Who's Ansai? Skilled editor for Monthly Terra magazine. Oh, that guy. Keitaro, a nice Shikigami 3. The legend continues. Oh, these. Oh, it's actually. No, whatever. Tomoko, a nice Shikigami. Saburo, a nice Shikigami 2. Johnson, a nice Shikigami who failed. Yasuko, a Shikigami. Her dream was to have 7 children. A family baseball team. Lunch lady. One of the old ladies who prepares food in the school cafeteria. She gets along well with students. She gives extra food to the big eaters and less to the small eaters. Kasa Matsuri Police Late Night Hotline. Now I know who to call if something happens. Kasa Matsuri Red Dragon Alliance. A designated Yakuza group. Now they know who I am. Well, shit. Higashida, a first year at Kasa Matsuri Academy, a typical netcule internet Hercules, showing signs of internet dependency. He needs to get out more. Oh, the autosave spirit. Apparently he autosaves for me or something, but I don't really understand. Autosaving still happens, even if he's not around, so don't worry. Still, is he a friend? It depends. A con artist. He appears with a huge flourish. It's impossible to forget him. He is a truly hopeless old man who uses magic tricks to earn money, but some people seem surprisingly okay with paying him. The Wandering Man, a nihilistic guy, but for some reason his email is girly. What is his email? A lustful boy. I don't know this guy. Well, I guess he goes to the same school. The Game King. The lonely king ruling over the school at night. His true identity is a perfectly ordinary male student. After soiling the bathroom, he was punished with eternal toilet cleaning duties, so he wanted to make other students do that for him, which means the fishing minigame may have involved removing actual waste from the toilet bowl. Should I go hit him? Midori Bashi. A student from class 1B with a superpower. Actually, just a talent. His power is called Metamorphosis. He can cram himself into a Boston bag. The Hissy Cat, an unsociable cat who lives in Kasa Matsuri Park. No doubt he had a horrible experience when he was younger, but he now faces the dilemma where he must approach humans in order to get food. I kinda sympathize with him. Kosuri-san, a 29-year-old goth lolly. She is at a crossroads in her life, partly for the obvious reason. The fact that she exists feels very novel. It's tough being an adult. By the way, her flask is actually a water bottle with sake in it. Everyone wants one at least once after they hit 20. It's a gateway item. Well, I don't really want one. Chucky-san, a wizard with digital music, has the godlike skill of being able to reproduce vocal anime songs from memory at professional quality. He is amazingly fast at what he does, but no one knows who he is, so he's a sort of urban legend. Honestly, I don't know much about him either, but it's pretty normal not to know who people are or what they look like if you only talk to them online. His design sense when it comes to videos is so bizarre that almost no one can appreciate it. His videos tend to get comments like, "Does this really need images?" Okay, that are all the characters we know right now, so let's have a look at our quests. By the way, what is hidden behind those question marks, I wonder. Quest number 1, the Terrifying Old Man. Completed investigation of the Terrifying Old Man. Super seniors exist at Kasa Matsuri Academy. Really? I still feel like I saw an illusion. Tsuchinoko sighting on campus. Completed investigation of Tsuchinoko sighting on campus. The Tsuchinoko was fake, but they might still exist. I'm sure that Tsuchinoko exists inside our hearts. I have superpowers. Completed investigation of I have superpowers. He was a skilled performer. Do we have more? Play with Yoshino. I actually had a look at this one before. Completed all the events where you make fun of. Have fun with Yoshino. I feel like Yoshino and I understand each other a little better now, but there's still no doubt we are rivals. Okay, that's that, so let's continue with the VN. I head home and throw everything I can think of into a backpack. A flashlight. Some snacks would be good too. I also find a multi-purpose knife, a compass, and some spare batteries. This should be enough for a simple day trip. So, what about you guys?
アメちゃんとポテチ持ってきた。
That sounds healthy.
サンマ缶は必須だ。さくやが紅茶とスコーン用意してくれました。おやつに食べましょう。わーい。
Suddenly, we are having a picnic. Do you bring anything, Press?
Oh, yes.
What was that? Press holds up an electronic tablet. Go back to talking, damn it!
めんどくさいのよ。
You're reminding me of those guys who say humans will turn into just hands and eyes in the future.
合理的で素晴らしいことじゃない。そうなるよう科学はより進歩していくといいわね。
Fine, have your terrible future.
急ごう。日が落ちたら森の中は闇も同然だぞ。
Yeah, you're right. You're more on top of this than I am, Class Rep.
私はただみんなの安全が第一なだけだ。
So anyway, let's go. We all get on the bus. We get off the bus and head into the forest. It's not that thick yet, so there are still sunbeams lighting up the path. I hold out the butler's map and lead the party.
この辺は意外とちゃんと道っぽくなってるんだね。
Evidently, Kotati doesn't visit this part.
これなら歩きやすい。
Yeah, too easy. Why would anyone bother making a path out here anyway? I see freshly cut branches on some of the bushes. There's no way Sakuya made this for us, is there? We walk on for half an hour. The girls behind me continue their noisy conversations. No one's taking this seriously. This path is definitely safe, but would a Yuma ever show up here? Staying on the path feels like the worst possible choice. Let's try going a little further into the forest. 3 minutes later.
小太郎、道外れたらしいですよ。
Are we? Yeah, how could you tell?
昨夜からメール来ました。
Is he spying on us from somewhere? Is he using GPS? If I try that again, he'll probably pop out of nowhere as usual. I'll just have to blindly obey his map. Huh? Fallen trees! So many of them landed on each other that they're blocking the path. Guess we'll have to take a detour through the undergrowth.
こっちです。
Chihaya heads into a bush.
そっちは危ない。はい？あ。
She fell? Hey, Chihaya!
そこは崖になっているんだ。
Well, shit. I rush toward her.
なんでこんなことに。
I think she tripped on the bush's roots. The cliff is only 2 meters high, but it doesn't look like she can climb back up without help. I'll pull you back up. Come on.
はい。
Right, Chizuru, you pull me. She nods silently. Lucia grabs on too. Okay, here goes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Don't stiffen up.
OS。OS。助かりました。
まったく足元くらい注意して歩かないと危ないぞ。
しょうがないじゃないですか。葉っぱが邪魔で見えなかったんです。まあまあ無事だったんだから。だいたいこんなのどかして進めばいいんですよ。
She puts her hands on the fallen trees, then pushes. Until they're all off to one side. Amazing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
これで進めますね。ご苦労様。進むわよ。
Oh, she actually talked. Why are you giving orders when you can't be bothered to cheer her on with your own voice? We find a clearing. We could take a break here.
こっちリンドウがいっぱい咲いてる。綺麗ですね。リンドウは根っこがお薬になる。
Do they?
こっちにシートを用意したぞ。みんなでおやつでも食べよう。
なんかもうここでおやつ食べたら満足ですね。今日の目標は達成した気分だ。
Does it? We all instantaneously revert to our usual lazy mood. We still haven't found anything. There hasn't been a single trace of a tree man yet.
楽しいピクニック会ね。
Damn it, this wasn't supposed to be like this. Though realistically, this route might be the best we can do without further preparation. We'd probably need more equipment to hike through thicker forest. In that case, I take binoculars out of my bag. I put them around my neck and start climbing a nearby tree.
どうしたんです？
I want to expand our search area a little. Besides, it might have run away as we came closer. So I figured looking across the wide area might help.
変わる
No, it's okay. I pull myself up the tree, then sit down on a reasonably high branch. I should focus on other clearings. Damn, there's too many leaves to see anything on the ground.
小太郎くんちーちゃんのお菓子なくなっちゃうよ
Don't worry about me. Ah, the girls are having so much fun. Damn it, I'm the only one actually looking for it. I look through the binoculars again. There really aren't any animals around here. Shouldn't there at least be some birds flying around? This place is filled with living green plants, but I haven't seen a single animal. Something's not right about that. After checking all the faraway clearings, I tried looking straight down. A shadow? It's not moving, but it definitely looks human-shaped. I rub my eyes and look through the binoculars again. That's right, zoom in. I fiddle with a knob to magnify it. Oh. Oh! What's wrong? I fall all the way down the tree.
小太郎くん大丈夫
I saw a tree man!
それは今のお前が葉っぱや枝だらけで木の人みたいに見えるというオチか
No, I saw them. I saw a whole village of them. Follow me.
全然片付けもしてないんですけど
Just follow me. Chizuru trots behind me as Chihaya crams the tea set into her bag. Okay, let's go.
バカ
What? That's not trees blowing in the wind. Something's breaking them.
人か
There's no way a human would be out here. We are completely off the trail. Only weirdos like us would ever come out here. But even we wouldn't make those noises. It must be close. These tree men might be violent. We should observe them a little longer before approaching. I pull out my binoculars again. There it is. Is that the tree man? I can see a man fighting the tree man. What? No way, these things really do attack humans? I realize the tree men aren't moving. In fact, there seem to be cushions wrapped around them. And the man's kicking them in the cushions. What? For some reason I feel cold sweat. Chizuru, what can you see?
かかしさんがかかしついでにそれを蹴る道着姿の男も
So someone is just training out here. I have to agree with her. This looks like a martial artist training by punching wooden dummies.
まさかと思うがそのネタというのを
かかしの見間違いねはい無駄足と
That can't be true! Maybe that martial artist is actually training to get revenge on the tree man that attacked and traumatized him as a little boy.
愉快な妄想ねだったらあの人に話を聞いてみよう
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, but he looks so cool. He's the type of guy you're supposed to leave alone.
じゃパパッと町へ帰りましょう今回も科学の勝利ね木人はおっさんの残したかかし
No, they're not. That man was shamed by the strongest of all tree men and is now practicing an ultimate kicking technique capable of blowing right through them.
そんなのジムででもやればいいだろう
Anyway, I've decided. We're talking to him. A long time ago, I was assaulted by a strange tree-like man in this forest. To overcome that humiliation, I am currently practicing an ultimate kicking technique capable of penetrating any tree trunk. I can't believe I was right. But now that he's saying it instead, even I can tell. This is a delusion. The qualia in his brain have crumbled. And I almost got lost, trapped in the same labyrinth.
小太郎
Yeah. Oh, what?
大丈夫よ私も今タイムスリップでもしてきたのかと脳内を混乱させられたわそうねこの人はいわゆるレイヤーねゲームやアニメの登場人物と自分を同一視するあまりにこうしているのだわ
I am a man who travels the world to perfect my art. He shows us his passport. Perhaps this guy actually has traveled the whole world. There's even a picture of him resting someone in front of a Russian flag.
世界を股にかけるレイヤーなのね。
Please be a little more realistic. This proves he has some level of sanity. What brings you all here? Ah, well, we heard rumors of tree men, so we came looking for them. That's dangerous. You must return to the city this instant.
格闘家さん、こんなところで本当にその木の人に襲われたの？
Yes, I will never forget what happened that day. I wanted to ask him exactly when it happened, but somehow that felt rude. I entered this forest where demons were said to dwell in order to train myself. I chose this hill as my training ground, removed my eyebrows as my ancestors did, and remained cut off from the rest of the world for many moons.
なんで眉毛なんか落とすんです？
Because it makes you look too stupid to come back to town. That way he has to continue training until they grow back. And then that night came. I was practicing on wooden figures carved out of fallen trees, when suddenly something struck me from behind. Such cowardice attacking my back! I rolled into a somersault and quickly turned to face my adversary. But could you speed up the story a bit? Something hit me from behind and it turned out to be a tree man! That good enough? Yeah, it's a little less dramatic, but easier to understand. Then I fell to the creature's inhuman strength and barely escaped the forest with my life. When I returned, I faced the terror of being ridiculed as a broless man who anyone could land a surprise attack on. It became a lifelong trauma. Honestly, this guy seems really strong, whether or not he's deluded about this. Kotari looks around the area. Several pieces of training equipment are hanging from ropes, some tied to branches, others strung between tree trunks.
格闘家さん、結論を言います。
What might that be?
頭でも打って、なんか幻でも見たんじゃ。
Wah! Idiot! You're not supposed to tell them they're deluded!
もしくは木の枝やなんかを身につけたままの猿を見間違いでもしたのではな。
No way, there aren't any monkeys in this forest to begin with.
では聞くけれど、木人なんてものをきちんと見た者はいるのかしら？猿は全世界どこにでもいる。どこにも木人などいない。それが存在するなどという方がよほどそんなはずはよ。そんな思考もできないの？うつけ。
She seems to be denying me more forcefully than usual. But we have a witness right there, and this rumor was around 10 years ago. I checked it before we left. My apologies. I am anonymous number 231 who submitted the information to Kazamatsuri threat number 3 10 years ago. No! You're not supposed to say that. I became enraged at 236 is flaming, so I uploaded a photoshopped image later in the thread. The flame war continued so long that the thread forked, and the current Kazamatsuri thread is numbered 157. You stupid troll! What kind of martial artist spends all day on the internet?
これが真相ね。
That is correct. Perhaps I have made some grave error.
まあ、いろんなところをね。
Thank you, all of you. I will now return to my side job as a web designer. Oh, I see. Suddenly he's normal. His name changed to a web designer. Call me if you ever need help on the internet. Okay, that might actually be pretty helpful. At times, the martial artist turned web designer walks off. He looks as if a great weight has been lifted from his shoulders.
捏造。
One.
まあそういうものだよ、小太郎くん。
No, I'm not done struggling.
だってもう嘘ってことになったじゃないですか。
There's still the possibility that everything he said was true.
なんだか聞いてると小数点以下の確率な気がするが。
下手に動くと危ない。
Okay, fine. From what he said, it happened at the top of this hill, right? Let's just go up there and take a look around.
残念だが、このままでは日が暮れてしまう。夕闇でも森の中は真っ暗も同然だぞ。ここからなら町はすぐだが、奥に行ったらどうなるか。
I still want to go. Class rep, you can take everyone else back on your own, right?
まあ、それくらいなら。
小太郎くん、こういう時変に意地になるんだからもう。ちゃんとすぐに戻ってくるんだよ。
Thank you for understanding. Then we'll split up here for today.
知りませんよ。
I'm just gonna go up this hill. Don't worry so much. You guys be careful on your way home. Chizuru turns around one last time before leaving. She looks worried. Okay.